Everyone, David Bombal back with a very special guest. Anand, welcome.
Thank you. Excited to be here.
So we were talking off camera. You got to tell us a story. Is your nephew is starting a AI company? Is that right?
Yes. So he went to college in India, came to the US to do his master's, applied to Y Combinator, got in, dropping out of his master's program. And as of now, he's the founder CEO of a company that's part of the current Y Combinator cohort.
You've been doing this for a long time. Give us a quick history so that we can inspire the next generation of people who are going to start amazing companies.
Yeah, absolutely. So I was in a PhD program at Berkeley and I dropped out to join a company that was going to do video streaming of cricket. And the conversation with the founder was very simple. He said, look, I'll pay you to watch cricket. And I'm a huge fan of cricket. I said, what's the catch? He said, no, there's no catch. Your background is in video. Let's just build a video streaming company. So that's what I did. Spent 3 years building that. And then I was at NVIDIA for a few years after that. And very similar conversation with the founder who showed up. And he said, I'm building the next generation of video conferencing. Would you like to come join us? That company became Blue Jeans. And I was the first engineer at that company. And I learned a lot from those founders, which eventually after a couple more startups led to me starting my own called ArmorBlox that I started along with my co-founder, DJ Sampath. And we sold it to Cisco 2 years ago. And it's been an amazing 25 years in Silicon Valley, just watching the industry and entrepreneurship change.
Is it easier today with the advent of AI to start new companies?
It's way easier. I wish I was starting my career all over again. What you can do with coding assistance, what you can do with just easy access to information and getting to an MVP very quickly, it's unimaginable, even compared to a few years ago.
So if you were starting today, what would you advise the next generation of people who want to start their own business?
I think the first thing is to be sure that you understand a real customer pain point that you know people will pay money for. And in my mind, that's the biggest bottleneck. Sometimes as technologists, we get enamored by our ideas and they may not be the best monetizable ideas. So once you know that it's a real customer pain point, previously you had to raise a lot of money. You had to kind of hire a lot of engineers to get it done. Now it's very simple. Get Cursor, get Windsurf, whatever your favorite coding assistant is, get a trusted co-founder and a trusted set of early engineers that you know are going to hustle with you and just get to work. You can build a lot of code very quickly. And it's really exciting just to see how quickly companies go from an idea on a whiteboard to an MVP that customers start using.
I've heard this statement. I don't know how true it is, so it'd be great to get your opinion on it. The next generation of startups are going to be like 2 or 3 guys, and they can have a business that's worth billions. Do you agree with that?
It's scarily close to being true already. That the number of people you need at a company to get to early adoption is getting lower and lower with the increased adoption of AI in startups.
Okay, I want to become a millionaire or billionaire. I want to start a company. What do I do?
I think I would question that assumption first.
Good point.
I think the expected value of a startup is $0. And when I recruit people, that's one thing I say. So most likely outcome is your startup is going to fail. I think the right question to ask is, am I interested in learning a lot very quickly in solving a problem that is a real problem in the market today and bringing something to my customers that will change their lives in some way or the other? And if those are true and you're willing to put in the time, then you have a much higher chance of succeeding. And once you're grounded in that reality, then the question becomes, okay, what are the things that you need to do right to make sure that your company can increase its chance of success? Right? And that's, first of all, finding the right co-founder. Second, finding the right set of early engineers. Third, finding the right set of investors who are on your board to help you, advise you. Having the right set of advisors. Having the early design partner customers, that's so important. Making sure that you're not doing all friends and family who might just tell you, oh, it's an awesome idea.
Yeah.
But it's really customers that will give you true, honest feedback so that if your idea is a bad one, you can shut down and think of something else sooner. And once you have those ingredients in place, all of us work hard. If you're doing a startup, by default, you work hard. But the hard work is now directed in the right set of problems. And that makes it a lot easier to succeed.
The stuff that you've mentioned right there isn't like technical skills per se. It's like a lot of business skills and people skills. How does AI actually relate to that? And how is AI like empowering people to do this more quickly?
Yeah, in the recent past, some of these, the way you learn some of these things has fundamentally changed. One of the things that you have now with ChatGPT is you have access to a lot of advice that's summarized into ChatGPT. Going back to my nephew as an example, he doesn't need to come to me all the time to ask me, how should I write a cold email to a customer? Or how should I think about fundraising? Or how should I analyze my term sheet? He doesn't even have to look at Google and look at 10 different links. You can just ask that question to ChatGPT in a well-formatted prompt, and he gets a really thoughtful response back, right? So you have almost a coach that's sitting with you, helping you as a founder think through things. The other thing, AI never judges you.
Yes.
I can't tell you the number of stupid questions I've asked ChatGPT that I can confidently ask without worrying about what the AI would think about me, right? So that changes how easily you ask questions and how many times you ask questions until your thought process is clear, right? Also, when you create your first business plan, when you create your first product brochure, when you create your first set of emails to your customers, in every one of those steps, AI can help. So it's not just on the coding assistant side of the house, right? The entire company building process, it can help. Think about job descriptions. I don't need to sit and write a whole job description myself. If I know the core skills I'm looking for, AI can help me create a job description very quickly. So a lot of that early set of jobs you have to do in the first 2 years of company building, AI can help you speed up a lot of that.
So which kind of AI must I learn, or how do I learn this stuff? Because a lot of people say you need to learn AI, but like, what do I do?
I think the best step to do is just start doing. I think there is no right answer. Pick your poison. Pick which product you want to use. So, I use pretty much all the popular ones. And depending upon the flavor of the month, I might change what I use. Many of them have the voice mode. And yeah, it's interesting that I admit to this, but when I drive these days, the voice mode with an agent, with one of these ChatGPT kind of products, has been an amazing conversation at topics that I never thought I'd sit and learn about. So Cisco has a quantum computing lab, and that's a topic I've been trying to learn more about. And I can just open up Gemini in voice mode and ask, teach me more about quantum networking, right? And you can tell it, look, I have 15 minutes and I would like to learn more about this topic. Can you give it to me in a summarized way? We are sitting on a podcast. Notebook LM is an amazing product. I can upload a paper and say, okay, teach it to me in a podcast, right? So the consumption format is becoming more and more what you want it to be, right? You want it to be a 5-sentence summary, AI can do that.
Yeah.
Now, in the margins, it might get things wrong. So it's always helpful to validate it.
Yeah.
But predominantly, it's already accurate almost all the time.
Anand, thanks so much for sharing your expertise. It's always nice to hear from people who've walked the journey, got the battle scars, if you like, and are teaching the next generation.
Yeah, thank you. I'm super excited to be here.